My name is Melling from the Birmingham City University MBA cohort.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Ayaz and I'm from the Executive MBA cohort as well. And today's presentation will be about strategic sustainability. Today's presentation, as highlighted before, is about strategic sustainability. In this presentation, we shall be discussing the approach, the exploration of the concept and the research we have taken place, and also highlighting the different types of strategic sustainability in organizations and the number of projects that are being carried out at Birmingham City University. A conclusion will be made, recommendations will be given whether it's a fad or a solution, and finally more recommendation will be given in terms of what organizations can do to be more sustainable. Once the presentation has been completed, we shall then forward to your questions, which will be on the website of fadorsolution.co.uk. Going through the strategic sustainability, this is a diagram which is the strategic sustainability model. According to the International Institute of Sustainable Development, strategic sustainability is a process of encapsulating three methods: environmental protection, economic development and social well-being, which businesses and organizations use as a framework to ensure sustainability. The model is based around three key aspects. One is the economic success, second is the ecological health, which is the environment, and finally the human well-being, which is also known as social responsibility. The economy is an important part of society and for many organizations and the humanity as a whole. It creates people jobs, brings livelihood to people, so it is very important for a economy of a country as well. The second part is the human well-being, or also social responsibility, which each and every individual in the world has, to making sure that they have a safe environment, a safe environment around them, which, for example, could include being eco-friendly, recycling, and making sure that the Earth's resources are in balance. The third model is the human well-being or social responsibility, as we all need to be more responsible to saving the environment. All these three key aspects make up the strategic sustainability, and ideally all organizations do try to keep a balance, and I guess management, sustainable and strategy all form whilst creating methods and objectives, whilst moving forward in the organizations to be profitable. Some of the facts that are important, which are, this model looks into four key stakeholders which help organizations to be more sustainable. The four group of stakeholders which impact your organizations to be more sustainable are employees, consumers, corporations and governments. The employees want to work for organizations that are eco-friendly and environmentally friendly, because it brings them self-satisfaction and also helps them to further work for organizations that know that they look after the environment. Consumers also are very important because they are essentially the customers of organizations, and as being the customers, they do try to buy products which are eco-friendly, environmentally friendly, which do not prevent any harm to the environment. So customers play a major factor. Corporations also play an important factor, as corporations provide some sort of competitiveness between each other. All organizations want to be eco-friendly. If one organization is being eco-friendly, then the other organization will follow to help bring more customers and help promote the organization. Finally, the governments are very important in terms of legislation, as legislation can be in place which prevents certain firms from mistreating wild animals and making sure that they are environmentally friendly. As we move forward to the research which we carried out, a number of journals and a number of authors are available who wrote about strategic sustainability. One of the authors, Quasi, in 2001, quoted that many organizations are now moving towards eco-friendly products. Some of the examples include McDonald's, which has changed its packaging to polystyrene, and also Heinz, which have started to fish for tuna without harming dolphins. Quasi also states that 39% of adults in the UK buy green products as far as possible, and further 20% of the human population buy whenever they see products which are green. Also, a number of other authors have stated that college graduates are looking for more than just their paycheck. They're looking for companies which can identify morally and philosophically, which is important for many people in today's age. As we move forward, one of the main questions which has come across is how do we actually measure sustainability? A number of organizations are out there which help you measure sustainability, and one of them is the GRI framework, which basically highlight a number of measurement aspects which organizations can use within their own business. Some of the measurements that they have highlighted, but not just them, other organizations have, is by measuring natural resources around them, and also by looking at the other environmental activities and incentives of employment. The measurements can also be measured by looking at occupational health and safety in organizations, looking at the community relations between organizations, and finally looking at the economic impacts of organizations other than the financial measurements which they already have in place. These set of sustainability measurements are defined in the model framework which was discussed previously, which highlights the environmental, which highlights the economical and also the social well-being framework. So all these can be measured within organizations. As discussed quite quickly, there is an organization called GRI Reporting Framework, which sets out a framework for many organizations across the world which can help you measure how sustainable you are. The purpose of the sustainability report is to practice on measuring, disclosing and being accountable to internal and external stakeholders for organizational performance towards the goal of sustainable development. The GRI reporting framework also highlights a sustainability report should provide a balanced and reasonable representation of the sustainability performance of a reporting organization, including both positive and negative contributions. The framework measures the organizations by looking at the protocols, principles and guidelines, looks at the standards, disclosures which are available, and then finally looks at how do you report this and what to report. Some of the sustainability report also looks at benchmarking, which benchmarking is assessing the sustainability performance with respect to laws, norms, codes, and performance standards and voluntary incentives. It also looks at demonstrating how the organisation influences and is influenced by expectations about sustainable development. Finally, the report looks at the comparing performance with an organisation and between different organisations over time. This is an excellent framework which can be used, and is intended to serve as generally accepted framework for reporting on organizational, economic, environment and social performance. It is designed for use of organizations in any sector and size or location. It takes account of practical considerations faced by a diverse range of organizations, from small enterprise to large organizations. As discussed, the protocols and principles and the standards which are highlighted are based around indicator protocols which exist for each performance contained in the guidelines. These protocols provide definitions, compilation guidelines, and other information to assist report preparers to ensure consistency, interpretation, and performance indicators. Users of the guideline should also use indicator protocols as highlighted. As stated before, the framework looks at a number of protocols. These protocols are known as indicator protocols, which exist for each performance indicators. These protocols provide definitions, compilation guidance and other information to assist report preparers and to ensure consistency in interpretation of the performance indicators. The users of the guidelines should also use the indicator protocols as sector supplements. These complement the guidelines with interpretation and guidance on how to apply the guidelines in a given sector and include sector-specific performance indicators. Finally, the protocols highlight the technical protocols which are created to provide guidance on issues in reporting, such as setting the report boundaries. This is an excellent framework which is provided and can be used by many organizations. You can find more information on this framework on the Global Reporting website, which highlights a number of initiatives which have been used. For organizations which do not want to develop a major sustainable framework, there is something called a strategic balance scorecard, which is available and has been highlighted by BKETAO. Many organizations today use balance scorecards anyway, and this strategic balance scorecard helps organizations to integrate the environment, to help an organization, to help senior managers to make decisions and evaluate the organization's strategy. The strategic balance scorecard again looks at the economic sustainability, ecological sustainability and social sustainability, and basically breaks these down so it is easier for senior managers to understand. Moving forward, we have spoken a lot about strategic sustainability and talked about how sustainability is developed in organizations and how organizations have used this, such as the case studies with McDonald's and Heinz as we quoted. For the example of Birmingham City University, as we move forward, the university has 22,000 students from 80 countries. It has £270 million into the regional economy and supports thousands of jobs in the area. It has invested £260 million in estate, and it has been ranked by the Complete University Guide as a top 10 UK university for spending on facilities in the year 2012 and 2013. A number of sustainability achievements that the university has achieved include the new multi-million-pound flagship campus, which was the Parkside campus, which was honoured with a Sustainability Award. The university also retained first-class ratings in the year's People and Planet Green League, which was excellent for the university and for the environment. Recently, staff have also raised £3,500 to help build 3 water pumps at schools in Zambia. These are just some of the sustainability achievements that the university has achieved. As we move forward, and as explained previously, the Parkside campus has been awarded the Eco Campus Platinum Award in honour of its environmental work. Previously, the university back in 2005 and 2006 had achieved a 19% reduction in carbon emissions, which was very excellent. It has also achieved 37% reduction in water use and also zero waste to landfill from central waste contract for the first time, which was again excellent for the university. As we move forward, there are two projects which the university is proud of and have either been completed or are in progress. Two of the projects are the algae project, and the second project is the smart buildings parkside building project, which now has been completed. We shall talk about these two projects in more detail now. The first project is the algae project, which the Birmingham City University is involved in. It's a major project and has approximately £12.3 million initiative to bring a number of experts from the northwest Europe together to develop a potential of algae as a source of a sustainable energy. The project aims to reduce CO2 emissions and dependency on unsustainable energy sources through the accelerated development and deployment of algae-based biomass and bioenergy technologies. The whole concept of this algae project is to look at third generation types of renewable sources of energy. It is currently being produced by biomass and is a new growing energy, and I'm sure research has shown that in the future it will be a major breakthrough, which is very good for the university as well. In the year 2009, the EC Greenhouse Gas Inventory reported that the northwest of Europe was responsible for more than 40% of the EU's total greenhouse gas emissions. This was largely due to the region's high population density and also intensive level of industrialization and rural development which happened for many years. So this project is very important for the future and also for future sustainable products. The project, as stated before, is a Europe-wide collaboration. As you can see from the map, you can see Birmingham City University, which is part of the project amongst other universities from the UK. It has also has many links with the European universities and also the European Biomass Industry Association. The map shows red dots, which are the algae partners, and the green dots, which are the algae partner with pilots. It's a European development and it's a very good wide collaboration by many universities and companies. A number of PhD students are working on this project. One of them is Roshni Paul, who provided a number of information on this project, a number of insights on this project with the university is doing in terms of biomass and algae and developing this new set of third generation of sources of energy. So it's an excellent project for the university. As we move forward, one of the other projects, which is now a past project and has been an excellent project for the environment, was the Parkside building. The new building has solar panels on the roof, which provide proportion of the electricity for the site. The university aspires to achieve the excellent level in the building research establishment environmental assessment BREEAM for all of its new buildings. The Parkside building also has a special brand roof layer of soil that enhances the roof insulation and encourages biodiversity. This was created to provide a habitat for black red stars a protected species which has already been seen in the area, which is excellent again for the university. Finally, BC is ranked 27th in the People and Planet Green League in the year 2013 and has recently received, as discussed before, a Eco Campus Platinum Award. The university also has the Energy Performance Certificate rating of B, which is again excellent for the university as well. The smart building, which is in place in Parkside, and also the new projects that will be coming forth, will have a target to reduce carbon emissions by 48% by the year 2012, compared with a baseline year of 2005-2006. The university intends to do this by investing in estate, existing and future partnerships with other staff, students and the local community to drive this cultural change. The university also has a carbon management plan which is in place, which looks at the progress annually as part of the annual environmental report, which can be found at the Birmingham City University's website, which is available to everyone to see, which is again excellent for people who would like to make sure that the environment is nice and safe for everyone. So these projects are excellent projects that the university have developed. In conclusion, after the project of the journal, we have concluded that strategic sustainability is a solution. The question was asked, is it a fad or a solution? We as a team think that it is a solution, and we have shown a number of excellent projects that the many organisations, universities and other people have implemented, so we think as a solution. And more shall be discussed in terms of recommendations by my colleague Angela Melling, who will explain more in detail about the solution and the research.
Thanks, Mohammed. So in conclusion, as we've said, a solution, definitely not a fad. The Earth's resources are not becoming any more abundant, and we are growing the population at quite a rate. So I think it's broadly acknowledged that there's a risk there to how sustainable our current lifestyles are. There are also the financial penalties for non-compliance, and when we look at European and worldwide agreements on energy targets, those targets carry financial penalties at a government level, and similarly those government targets get passed on to homeowners in the UK and to businesses. So it's in everyone's interest to try and comply with the energy reduction criteria. The last part of it is something that we touched on with some personal research into the future customer base of BCU. Millennials are a group of people born between 1979 and 2000, and it's recognised by the CONE and AMP research groups that this group of people have different behavioural characteristics when it comes to community, social responsibility and environmental awareness. And whilst none of the research that we did indicated that those people are making decisions about which university they attend based on environmental impact, I think it is only a matter of time before that becomes a factor. So our recommendations are further research into the customers of the future, tying that in with a marketing strategy that means that as those generations of more socially and environmentally aware students come to the fore, that the university attracts them. There's clearly a lot of good work being done by the university on some of the projects that Mo's explained, but I don't really feel that they are publicly known, and certainly if you look at some of the criteria that students use for selecting university now, environmental impact isn't on the list. And finally, the framework that Mohammed talked about earlier with the Eco Campus Award, saying that you've got a Platinum Award is really brilliant, it's outstanding really, but there is a fourth category as part of that award process, and that is one of continuance. So I think at the moment, Platinum is fantastic news, but there's still some way to go for the university. Where to go next for you, the viewer? If you could visit www.fadorsolution.co.uk. Any questions or comments you've got on any aspect of our research or the presentation, we'd really love to hear from you. A quick acknowledgement of our references. And just to say thanks very much for watching.
Thank you very much.